Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Masters of the Universe movie, He-Man. Let's get into it! Let's start things off by taking a look at the most powerful packaging in the universe. And here we go at the top. 30 points of articulation, a barcode, Masterverse, and a nice cracky, scrolly, symbol-y packaging that we've come to expect from Masterverse. 6 and up, nice big window showcasing the figure and his accessories. Masters of the Universe He-Man. Mattel on the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, symbols I'm not gonna learn, made in Vietnam print, MattelShop.com print, contents 1 figure accessories, a question mark, that funky 29922 OBV number, that HLB55 number, and a barcode. On this side, He-Man, heroic defender of Eternia. And on this side, nice artwork of He-Man, based, I'm sure, on concept art, because I do believe there's some rights disputes as to the actual likenesses from the movie and the actual stuff from the movie. But this is, to me, close enough, and, you know, the artwork's not quite Dolph Lundgren, but it's leaning heavily in that direction. And of course, the Castle Grayskull in the background from the movie. On the back here, He-Man, heroic defender of Eternia, that is. The evil Skeletor captured Sorceress and claimed Castle Grayskull as his own. And there's only one hero on Eternia who can save her. He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. His quest leads him across time and space to a strange planet called Earth. Even in this new world, He-Man embodies the power of Grayskull and proves he is a true, or the true, master of the universe. Mattel empowering the next generation to play. And there we have movie Skeletor, Revelation Evelyn, Frosta, Prince of Power Frosta, Revelation Roboto, and new Eternia Stratos. Also available, ESO separated, cousins separated. Yeah, all of that. And here's something I just noticed, and I didn't notice this when I was doing the review for Skeletor, but I'm noticing it now. How about that, my friends? The artwork from He-Man and Skeletor's package match up together to make one giant piece of artwork. Pretty awesome. But that, my friends, does it for the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers. And let's start out with the extra set of hands. One is a fist, which I think is just reuse of that standard Masterverse fist. And the other hand is the C grip. And again, I think this is reuse from previous Masterverse figures. Then here we have a new piece, a laser pistol. Nice sculpted details molded in black plastic. And then here we have his boot knife. And I do believe it's molded in this silver glittery plastic, and then the handle, the gold there, is a paint out. But it is also a little glittery in there. And then here we have his side dagger. Again, nice molded details, and I do believe it is molded in this silvery plastic with the little glitter flakes in it. And then the gold is paint out. So, very nice details on there. That brings us to the power sword. And again, I think it's molded in this silver plastic, and it has those glittery bits in it. This is hard to see on the camera though. And then the guard and the handle and the pommel, all paint apps there. Nice molded details as well. I don't think there's as many details on this one as on Skeletor's sword. And then that brings us to the final accessory, the alternate head, which is a more classic looking He-Man head, which I thought at first was just reuse of the 40th anniversary Masterverse He-Man. But let's bring him out real quick so you can see. So as you can see, they are different. Let's take a look at the figure himself. Raise the camera up just a little bit more. You can get a good look at the head here, which looks nothing like Dolph Lundgren. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a blemish here. It was worse, but I did take a hobby knife and scrape at it just a little bit, and I got most of the junk off of there. I don't know if it's something that came out of the mold, because that little nick there I didn't do with the hobby knife. It was like that. So, doesn't look like Dolph, but doesn't really look like He-Man either. But it looks okay. Then as we look at the armor, the shoulder pieces, nice, lots of nice details. I think there's a little bit of a wash in it as well. Same goes for this piece and the chest, which I'm not sure if it's a dragon or an alien chest burster. It's hard to tell what it is. And then, so his belt buckle is a dragon's head, so I'm assuming this is a dragon as well. And then same details on the shoulder pads, on both shoulder pads. Then we have this armband, and has that nice paint app, and then this gold paint app. Same on this side. And then I think the chest, torso, and most of the arms, all but this bicep piece, I think that's all reuse. The crotch piece here is different. The legs are probably reuse as well, just a slightly retooled for these straps. And this belt is glued. Is it glued on? think it's glued onto the crutch piece, but you know, nevertheless, it's got for the holster this strap here, and then for his side dagger, this moves around. That brings us down to the shins. And again, lots of nice molded detail in there. And a nice paint wash as well. And then on the back, you can see he does have a sheath for the sword. It goes in right here, and the end of it goes in this piece, which is, you know, it swings around a little bit. Just like this. And it's attached in here. And mine's got a little blemish right here where it looks like, I don't know if it's paint or what it is, but I think it'll scrape off. Not that you're ever going to see it. And then, you know, the cape is okay. It could have used a little bit of wire in it to make it posable, but it's made out of the same material that most of the Masterverse capes are, and this one has this gold printing at the bottom, which is very nice looking, I have to say. Well, let's take a look at his articulation. He doesn't really look up because of the hair. He can look down that far, which is not hardly any. No chicken neck really. No waggle to speak of. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, arm comes up just slightly under 90 degrees. And if you move this out of the way a bit, he will do a full 360 degree rotation there. Cut at the upper bicep for another 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless elbow, and it gives you that much bend. Cut here where the chest meets the abdomen, and it gives you a little bit of hula motion in there. Not a whole bunch, but there's some. Cut here at the waist for another 360 degree rotation, and I don't know what that caught on. Oh, it caught on the sword sheath. So just watch out for that. There is some articulation here that spins around as well. The wrists, I did forget, 360 degrees on an in and out hinge, and on this side it's on an up and down hinge. At the waist, the holster does get in the way a little bit, so that's what he gives you for the splits. Kicks forward that far. Kicks back a step. Cut here at the thigh for a 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knee. Gives you that much bend. There is a boot cut for another 360 degree rotation. At the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. And that, my friends, well, let's not end it there yet. Let's look at how he stores most of his accessories. And of course, the laser pistol goes in the holster. And you really have to work on it to get it in there all the way. There we go. And as you can see, it's in there. It doesn't come out. Side dagger, of course, goes right here on his side, and it's pretty tight too. And once it's in there, it's in there. And his boot knife It's tight in there too. There I go bumping the camera. Once it's in there, it's in there. The sword, you just kind of start it up here, and then you have to move the cape up so you can see what you're doing. And just got it into the lower portion, and once you have it lined up, just push it all the way in there. There we go. And there we go, my friends. A look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the 87 movie He-Man with the 87 movie Skeletor and the Masterverse Princess of Power Hordak. Here's the 87 movie He-Man with the new Eternia Viking He-Man and new Eternia Battle Armor He-Man. Here's 87 movie He-Man with Revelation He-Man and Revelation Savage He-Man. Here we have the 87 movie He-Man next to the Masterverse 40th Anniversary He-Man, and to see how he starts stacking up against other lines. From the Marvel Legends series, we have making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the 87 movie He-Man with, from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander, and from Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. For final thoughts on the Masters of the Universe Masterverse 1987 Masters of the Universe movie He-Man, I have to say I really like this figure. The likeness, of course, does not look like Dolph Lundgren, and you know, the look of the figure isn't exactly what I think of was in the movie. I think this is more based off of the concept art, because as far as the actual likenesses from the movie itself, I think there's a rights issue going on there as far as to who owns the rights and whether or not Mattel can use them without paying extra. So, you know, that's one of the reasons the head sculpt on this doesn't really look like Dolph Lundgren. The hair, of course, does. The face, just not so much. And, of course, you do have the extra head or additional head that looks more like a classic He-Man. And I thought it was just reuse of the 40th anniversary He-Man head, but it's not. They are somewhat different. The rest of the accessories, minus the hands, are highly detailed. The sword of power, the 2 knives or daggers, and the laser pistol. His armor, of course, is highly detailed. And it's overall a really nice looking figure. And the way he looks, it's almost like they took He-Man and Star Wars and mashed it together, which I think is what they were going for in the movie, or at least when they were designing the movie. That I think that's the idea they were going for. But again, this is a really nice looking figure. If you have any love for that 87 Masters movie, then this is going to be one that you want to add to your collection. You may want to add it if you just think it's an interesting looking figure, which it is. And if you haven't seen that 87 Masters movie, I suggest that you do watch it. It is some nice 80s cheese. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.